Alan, thank you for coming on the red carpet roundtable.
Thank you for having me, sir.
You're very welcome. Can you let everybody know a little bit what got you into in the enter, entertainment industry?
Yes, my name is Alan Brown II, and I'm a film producer, director, and writer, and also a street dancer as well. I do some break dancing, b-boying, a little bit of everything. Yes, sir.
I want to dig into, first of all, any upcoming projects as yourself as a film director.
Okay, yes, I have a project that is going to be out in January on Uscreen on my platform called Lloid, and it's called Fang Jackson, and it's going to be exciting, and I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of entertainment as far as some good lessons and messages within it.
That's amazing, and it's your own platform, and people can see behind the screen scenes and everything, which is
Yes, sir.
absolutely
Behind the
amazing.
scenes. Yes, the making of it. We're gonna have a premiere. You can even watch that. We'll have performers. It's just gonna be more of an experience versus just entertainment. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for being a director, and thank you for everything you do. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
You're
Thank you
very
very much.
welcome. Um, you know, I want to dig into as yourself as you said a street performer. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Street dancer. Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody must be curious. What made you go from that to become a director?
Well, as far as it goes with with dance, I ran a nonprofit called GRC and Connecting Communities. And we were working with at-risk youth, adults as well. And we were working with them in the system. And one of the ways, the unique ways that we worked on addressing their social, personal issues was through theater. So theater was a passion of mine for a long time. So we put on plays, produced plays, and in those particular plays, obviously we have breakdancing going on and popping and locking and some freestyle type of dancing, but the main thing was to address their issues. So as I kept moving more and more into that, I started wanting to get into the films because I wrote a lot of scripts. And finally, I got a production team who believed in my dream, and the rest is history, or I guess I should say we're making history now.
Wow, absolutely amazing to hear that. And of course, you worked with John Minch. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. John Minch is a great guy. And one of the interesting things about John was when I was doing the auditions, because we did the auditions on Zoom. And when like how when you get ready to click on and you can't really see the person's face because they haven't clicked their visual video thing yet. So when I clicked on and I saw him, man, he was dressed in a total outfit because he plays a construction worker who gets
Hmm.
into a fight scene because there's a lot of martial arts in this particular series and film. And he was dressed like a total construction worker with the t-shirt, the dirt, the everything. I mean, and it just blew me away. So he's a great guy to work with and very humble for being a ex-professional baseball player, a great actor. He's won awards. He's just a one of really a one of a kind kind of people to work with. So I've learned a lot as far as it goes from him as well. But his humility and being humble and obviously a great actor and great talent as well. It's been a pleasure of mine to work.
I totally agree with you. He has been a guest on my show, and he is so nice and very professional. And I would love to have him back, but he's amazing, 100%.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to dig into and just a curiosity. And I'm just going to be blunt on this. Do you feel
No
like
problem.
the film industry is kind of dying in Los Angeles?
The thing about it is the I wouldn't say it's necessarily dying as it's is certain parts of it are evolving while other parts of the industry are getting pushed to the side because there's a whole new type of I'm trying to pick my words very carefully here, type of animal that's going on as far as it goes with the
Mm.
AI. And that is changing the whole scope of acting and actors and film. And while there are a lot of pluses to AI, but to rely solely on that, I think is really changing the climate of the acting world. as far as what I've seen.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like, and I totally understand where you're coming from, and I'm glad we're talking about this. And I feel like, with what happened, which I'm 100% for SAG and everything, and I'm for the independent and even for the professional actors and directors out there. So I'm for everybody out there in the entertainment industry. Want to get that out there before anybody comes after me. So
Right,
um, I want to say that especially for independent and A-list actors, that the AI is so going so fast. Maybe not too fast. I feel like we can do something to stop it. And I don't know if we have figured it out. And I just, I know we will because we are human beings. Human beings, we give our own tears. We give our own anger. We make smile. We do that. We are human beings. And if you look in the history of films, that it's always been human interactions on set, not
right,
AI.
correct.
So I was just curious what you were thinking, and I see what you're saying because I feel like that we're kind of it's not also entertainment, it's also affecting other professional jobs out there that we need to figure something out to slow it down. And we shouldn't be like, oh, let's just sit back and relax. No, I feel like we need to maybe be 10 times or 15 times, 20 times ahead of it to prevent a lot of this, and
Exactly.
that's just me. And I feel like that we're kind of heading that way for the entertainment industry. I just feel like we need to step a little bit more over that leap. And I just hope, I don't believe, I will admit this, I don't believe Hollywood's going away. They're not.
No,
It's
no.
home of Hollywood. New York's home of Broadway. And I feel like that maybe eventually we'll have to let it accept in our life. But right now, it's not yet. I feel
Yeah,
like that we always human beings can figure out how to stop it. We just or
yeah,
slow it down. So sorry,
yeah.
we got a little deep on that. I just wanted to know what
No,
you were
and
thought.
I agree with you. I think that, the one thing that people can count on for sure, I mean, guaranteed all across the board, whatever your, side of the fence you're on with that is change. That's going to happen. But we can affect that change in a way that there can be a medium. Now, people are always going to push the envelope one way or the other, but there is a medium, and I have to agree with you. I just don't think that we're there yet because the AI is taking off so fast, and it is new. It's we're playing catch up, but I think that I believe very strongly and hope as well that we will find that medium because I understand in certain instances where it can be very beneficial and in some instances needed, but there needs to be that medium and you got to put some
Mm-hmm.
restrictions on it or it's going to get too far out of control. But I think because actors, the thing about actors, man, that I really realize is that actors are some of the most intelligent people that you can ever meet. Because when you can
Amen.
turn that switch on to be somebody else, or some people are method actors, some people do it a little bit differently, but there's so many different ways. So I think that not only I think the actors are going to be the ones that stand up. That's just my thought. I don't know 100% for sure, but yes, I agree with you. I think we're going to have to come to a medium with that.
Yes, I'm glad we talked about that because I just want to mention that.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Now, a lot of people, I always like to dig into a director's brain a little bit.
No
What is
problem.
your dream genre, film, or TV show you want to direct?
Man, honestly, man, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. The projects that I'm working on right now, and obviously it could sound a little bit biased because I'm, the creator of them per se, but they take on a life in themselves because I'm a lot different, I think, than a lot of directors as opposed to
Hmm.
um, giving too much coaching, in my opinion, or too much direction. Where you, I like to look at the actors that I work with as artists. And I'm going to give you the direction. I'm going to give you some background on character notes and all that kind of stuff and let you absorb scripts and stuff and get the feel for what's going on within this little universe that we create. But I don't want to take away from the actors being artists. I want you to be able to create it. I don't want you to have to, and I've had my own experiences when I was acting myself where the director can be so challenging to work with that you're always kind of looking over your shoulder to make sure you're doing it right. Or at every cut, you're just like, okay, what is he going to say now? And I noticed that when an actor is able to be an artist and be able to create and they understand your direction within that creation process, I know we talked about the medium as far as it goes with AI, but I think there's a happy medium that from what I've seen and been successful with between the actor and the director and the DPs and the producers and so forth and so on. So yes, I think that when you get everybody on that same page, there's nothing like it. I've heard people say this before, but until I experienced it in my last film, where people say, "Oh yeah, us working together and we worked on this project, it was like we were one big family." I thought, yeah, right. Until I experienced in my last production where everyone, after every single, I wouldn't say every take, but it was like we were all clapping for each other. And it's not something that I ever went over or said we have to do or something that we demonstrated, but everybody wanted everyone to do good in their scene. And that was something that I cherish. So I think that that's the main thing, that if you can get in that actor's brain and have everybody working on the same chain to say, you're going to be rolling good.
Amazing. Amen. I love to hear that. I gotta ask, what's the most pivoted moment in your career?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say the most pivotal moment for me was when a young lady said about one of my scripts. She just, make a long story short, she really thought that it was just terrible, and she thought it had no kind of way of going anywhere. She didn't like the lines. She thought it was too much narration, so forth, so on. And I would have to say that that really helped me, because while I listen to constructive criticism, but I think that you really want to listen to constructive criticism from people who have constructed things. But I really was like, oh, okay, well, I started taking a second look at it and I said, well, maybe I need to go back to the drawing board. Um, but, through the grace of God, in my opinion, I ended up meeting with this production team and not working with her in that particular production process. And that's no downplaying her. Some people just can't see your vision. And they saw it. So when we had this particular premiere for this film and everything, the feedback, the same things that she said that wouldn't work at all were the things that made it very special. So that was the most pivotal moment, is the dealing with the person, having to persevere and dealing with the adversity of, I had never had anyone come at me like that ever and just told me my script was terrible, ever. So, and I did a lot of plays and a lot of different things like that. So that really helped me because I didn't give up. And I hope that that can be some inspiration for someone else who watches this, because everyone's not going to understand your vision. They're not going to agree with
Hmm.
how you
Hmm.
want certain things to be involved, but that's not the end of the story. And you just got to keep on going and believe in yourself. And I'm not going to say you shouldn't listen to them or take their thoughts into consideration. But at the end of the day, I like to believe that there's something inside you, especially when you're a director, that says, okay, this is the way that it's going to be portrayed in the best light. So that was probably
Amen.
the most pivotal moment for me, especially when it comes to film.
That's very powerful. Amen. I love hearing that stories and journeys everybody, their career path they're doing and being in the entertainment industry. So
Yes.
now your first self, as you said, you're a director. Have you ever thought or considered maybe being an actor as well, or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. I started out wanting to be an actor. Directing was something I picked up when I was working with kids in the camps and working with at-risk youth because I had to be the director to kind of help them to direct them in the plays. So directing was more so something that I had to do versus I was really my passion. My passion was to be an actor. So yes, acting, I still like to act and want to do it, but honestly, man, I hate to admit this even to you and to myself. I think I'm a better director than I am an actor, to be honest with you. I feel like I have a gift in being able to bring the best out of a
Hmm.
person without, trying to be bossy to be the boss kind of thing. You know what I mean? I can recognize and spot things that in a normal person or most people, I shouldn't say normal, but most people wouldn't say, oh man, that I see, you see somebody who's just a normal person, and I see, no, they got a gift. We need to bring out the best of this gift and show the world this gift that they have. So I think I'm a better director than I am an actor. Hate to admit that, but I'm being honest.
Well, at least, I mean, that's fine. I totally understand, and being a director, being an actor, you chose to be a director, and here you are making films and
Yes,
doing what you love doing. That's the key. If you don't love what
yes.
you're doing, then why pursue it?
Hey, you got that right.
Yeah, this is it's a tough industry. It is. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
You have to have a thick skin, and I tell
yes,
everybody that. Directors, actors, producers, singers, you got to have a thick skin to be in this entertainment
yes,
industry.
yes. And I think along with that is identifying what do you really want to get in the short term, the immediate, what's available to you now, and then in the long term. Because I think what people want out of this industry is so diverse, and once you can really identify like the goal you want to achieve, the thing about that is that goal may end up even changing. So you may say, okay, I want to be a award-winning actor. But then along the line, when you're doing that, then you start noticing, hey man, or maybe even I like dealing with the wardrobe. Maybe I like dealing with production. Maybe I like directing. Maybe I like to write. And it's okay to change as those things develop because one thing can lead to another, and before you know it, man, I mean, this whole world as we see during the decades and stuff like that, things change so drastically. And I know me and you were talking earlier about the AI development, but you as a person, luckily I can speak for myself is I'm 47 years old and I don't have the same mindset as I did when I was 17 or 27 or even 37, thank God. You know what I mean? And that was during those times I thought I knew it. So you're just always staying a student and learning is the process, and then you'll get in this industry, and then I think you'll really flourish if you're willing to be flexible. Have a solid foundation, but be flexible to grow and know that, at times, maybe you're going to branch off and do other things. I knew a guy, a quick story, who wanted to be, always lead actors, wanted to just be the lead actor, and really found out that he really has more fun being an extra and is a very good extra at that. He can really make it look like he's in the
Hmm.
moment. So he's in one of my films as well, and I didn't see that coming. So just be flexible and willing to grow, man, because things are changing around you. You may change, and hopefully for the better.
Yes, 100%. I totally agree with you. Thanks for sharing that. You always can change, you can do things and become better, and be in this entertainment industry is so
Yeah,
much fun. I've learned so
definitely.
much um, being an interviewer because I'm not an actor, I'm not a director, I'm just an interviewer, and I love having all the guests come on my show and hearing everybody's testimonies and backgrounds and the connections that I've noticed and everybody who I've talked to that I had the opportunity to talk to has who come back on my show many times, who have not come back on my show, or who's coming on my show. What I mean is that upcoming guest, I mean, is that Every single one who's been on my show has told me their testimony and their journeys about being and getting into the entertainment industry. And
Yeah.
one is they want to be a director, they want to do a change in their community, or bring something else in their community to let it grow and help it grow, or this was their passion, and that's the storytelling I love hearing. They want to do some change.
Well, that's why your platform is so important because, um, in my opinion, and based on what I watched some of your interviews, and you're not just an interviewer because you're giving us a chance to be able to not necessarily make it all about us, but you get to the audience gets to be able to feel what's going on inside of us and what has
Mm-hmm.
brought us to this. Because none of us, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but none of us were just, falling out the sky and then all of a sudden you're a director, an actor, producer, or whatever. You know what I mean? We all have a story, and it was probably some bumps in the road to get here, or some things you thought you knew, and then you learn,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I had it all wrong. So no,
Well,
you're giving us a voice, and I really appreciate that.
it means a lot, because I grew up, a little bit about me, watching Oprah Winfrey. And um, I grew up watching Ellen DeGeneres, and I'm a talk show host. I love what I'm doing. This is my passion. So I I know what I shouldn't say I know. Well, yes. I mean, I know what people's dreams are, and I know their passion, you know, and being in the entertainment industry is tough, and you don't have to have a college degree. You can do it. You just gotta have passion. And, I just, I love what I'm doing, and I do appreciate you. A lot of people, me personally, my only thing I'm focusing on just growing my Instagram followers, and YouTube, not really. I mean, I don't mind, but me is getting my Instagram followers, get as many followers as I can, then eventually get YouTube growing as well. But I love the connections in the entertainment industry and the Instagram because you meet all the directors, the producers. You have the A list, you have the B list, and you have independent on there. We are all supporting each other, right?
Yes,
And this is what we do. And
yes,
me personally, it's not about me. The Red Carpet Roundtable podcast is hosted by me, but it's not going to be around if I don't have guests like you and John Minch and all other I mean, not actors and directors and producers and singers and models who come on my show. That's and their audience and their followers follow me on Instagram. They're following me on Instagram. It's about them. That's this continuing this show. And that's me wants me to keep going the path I'm going. And that's how my vision is, right?
that's
It's
a
not
great
about
vision to have.
I tell I do say this sometimes, it's not about me. It's not. It's about my audience, my guest, and my dream. Dream to keep going. But I always say I always never forget my guests or my followers. Never. Because I would not be here in season six now.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, in season six, which I just started it, would not be where I am now without my followers and my guest. So I started this 2019. Here I am. And so I do appreciate what you said. Like I said, it's not about me, it's about you, it's all my guests who comes on my show. That's the passion. That is what I'm talking about, passion. Keep going. Go for it. Love what you're doing. And you never know what's gonna happen down the road.
Man, that is so true. That is so true. And it looks like your passion has turned into your purpose, and I would have to piggyback and say the same as well with me. Like I said, I wanted to act and entertain and stuff like that, and I've been given this golden opportunity to be able to do this and be on your show, man, and be one of your guests because you're in season 6, man, and hey, man, I'm in the right place. So thank you for having me, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing about happiness for me, and the guests and the journeys and the stories and tears and the tears are hearing people's stories, their struggles that I've
Right.
heard from directors and actors, almost not to almost tears coming out of me, hearing their story, why they're doing this,
Yeah.
storytelling, and that's the key. And people moving from New York to LA or LA to New York or Phoenix or Dallas, Chicago, Atlanta, you hear stories about what they're doing, their dream, their passion, their community, and that is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a dream come true for me as well. Being
Yes.
on your show, having a film, um, being able to have a stream because I noticed that you said Oprah was somebody who inspired you, and Oprah, when she went from having her talk show, I forget what channel it was on, I just remember it was channel 7, but when she had her talk show and then I remember they transferred to OWN, that was the day when I realized my ultimate goal was to have a TV channel at that time is what it was called. And I said, man, if I could ever do that, that would be a dream come true. And I could show people all these entertainment, all these cool people that I'm around, because I'm around a lot of very unique individuals in my film. And like I said, I'm a street dancer. So the people who I dance with and have met, and I mean, stories that would just amaze you.
Yeah.
So that was my goal as well. Oprah inspired me as well.
That is amazing. We both have two people that inspire us.
Yeah, yeah. Same person. And it's
Yeah,
like,
same person.
that inspiration can have you branch off and go different ways, but still with the same kinetic energy to bring it back together. And, you know, by her doing her thing, that got us, me and you here, man. So that's a testimony to her. My hat goes off to Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, amen. I love you, Oprah Winfrey. So we love
Definitely.
you. Well, thank you. Where can people find you on social media?
Okay, so in January, my Uscreen channel will be up and it'll be called Lloyd. That's LLOID. Let's Live on Intelligent Design is the acronym. And they can go ahead and check me out on Uscreen. Also, my name, Alan Brown, as far as it goes on Facebook and Instagram, and you can see some different footage from a lot of dancing stuff because that's what I do until I can't do it anymore. I plan on trying to do this, slowing down a little bit, but still got a few moves left in the tank. But yeah, those are the platforms that you can find me on. There's some videos on YouTube as well. If you look at Homeland Cultural Center, big up to them because I've done a lot of dancing and things like that within that network as well. But yeah, those are some places where you can find me at. Yes, sir. But the streaming side is the main thing. In January, man, I'm launching that, and it's going to be amazing. And I know people are really going to like that.
Well, that's
Definitely.
awesome. Well, thank you again, Mr. Allen, for coming on.
All right. Well, thank you for having me, sir. And I hopefully when I start my channel, I would love to have you on as a guest as well.
Yes, I would love to come on your show and be a guest and tell you my testimony.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it, man.
I really will tell you it's just been a journey to be where I
All right.
am and it's a powerful one. So I can't wait to tell you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yes,
I'm gonna hold
sir.
you to that. So
I,
thank you for having me
yeah,
on your show.
thank you, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Have a good evening.
You
Thanks
too.
again.
Bye bye.
All right.